which means they've probably taken damage before.
Yeah. Okay, so lists. Shall we start?
Yes, please.
Right, so I'll go through this one. So first of all, we have Oliver, and Oliver's list has a name which is called Vader's Curse. And it's, as you might imagine with that name, it does feature Darth Vader in a TIE Advanced.
I love the TIE Advanced, man.
So the TIE Advanced is one of these ships that just wasn't cutting it. It was at one point regarded as one of the worst ships in the game.
Oof.
And then they released the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Raider Corvette.
And in one fell swoop.
It also included some TIE Advanced fixes. And so Vader has veteran instinct, so he's pilot skill 11. Highest pilot skill you can possibly get to in the game.
With the exception of the buff that you can get from
Rock.
Garnet.
And one TIE FO pilot who's pilot skill 12 until he's lost his shields.
Ah, yes.
Yes. However, other than that, he's the highest pilot skill you can get. He has an engine upgrade, classic for Darth Vader, because it means he can boost and barrel roll, because don't forget, Darth Vader's ability is you can do 2 actions in a turn. TIE X1 TIE Sword, which gives him access to a system slot and reduces that cost by 4 points. He's got a 5-point system, which is the dedicated advanced targeting computer. Whenever you attack, if you have a target lock on your opponent, just add 1 crit to the result. You can't spend a target lock on that then, though.
Okay. How many points is the entire list?
Sorry?
How many points is the entire list?
100. Yeah.
Okay, so that means Chris has initiative in this instance.
Next up, we have another TIE Defender. Marek Stell.
Oh, Marek Steele.
Steele.
Nice.
Yeah. Sorry, TIE Advanced, because of course he can come in Defender and Advanced these days.
Yeah.
Marek Steele, you don't see that often. Veteran Instinct, which I believe pumps him up to pilot skill 9. Engine upgrade as well. TIE Advanced X1 TIE Sword and Advanced Targeting Computer again. So Darth and Marek are both going to be best buddies here, I think. And then we have Mr. Bogeyman himself, Slippery Soontir, as some people like to call him. Soontir Fel, quite a low, sort of not very sorted out one. Auto thrusters and push the limit. He doesn't have his usual stealth device.
With the exception of that is a very much typical Soontir Fel build.
Absolutely.
I'd say the very least with the likes of Soontir Fel, having that push the limit to make sure it can do its focus and evades, it's crucial for a ship like the Interceptor.
Absolutely. And it's why some of the lower ranking Interceptor pilots are never played, because they can't take push the limit. It is a ship that lives or dies on 1 upgrade. Maybe 2 upgrades if we count auto thrusters in there, isn't it? And you just don't see any of them. So some of the people can't even remember their names. People like Keir Canos and...
Colonel Jax.
Well, Colonel Jax, to be fair,
Jax
you
is
do
good.
see him occasionally.
I really like Jax. And
Colonel Jax is a slightly cheaper Fel, but what he does is degrade the opponent. But certainly the lower ones, so your Keir Canos and your Fel's Wrath and so on, I can't remember the last time I saw any of those on the table.
I can. We saw one at regionals where someone actually brought.
Oh really?
Yeah, first round. Someone bought one of the lower ties. I can't remember which tie it was, but I do know that it was one of those.
Yeah. But as it is, you almost all see Soontir Fel because he's just so slippery and so tough to punch through. You sometimes see Colonel Jax. I'm personally a big fan of the pilot skill 7. Whose name I've forgotten, the one who can barrel roll or boost after he takes an attack.
I was going to say, isn't that the one we were just talking about there?
No, that is. Oh, I've totally forgotten his name now. Can anyone remember what he's called? I love the guy. Turfanier. Thank you very much. Yeah, I love the guy. I think he's got a fantastic ability, but because he can't token stack, he's just not that good a.
He was the one that was used in the round 1 at regionals.
Okay, so Turfanier I think is probably the 3rd most common one, but even he doesn't come anywhere near close to the other 2.
When I was saying earlier about the reverse list that me and Toby played, Turfanier was the last thing that filled the list, and. I really like that because it's like, well, I'm going to attack and I'm going to boost out your way.
Get out of the way.
Like,
absolutely.
Now you don't have a shot.
Put veteran instincts on him, so he does it at PS9, and he's fantastic. It's just, but because he can't token stack, he just doesn't get that same kind of action efficiency that Soontir Fel does. He just doesn't see the kind of play that the other 2 at least do.
Yeah.
And because he wants veteran instincts for that high pilot skill sort of boost barrel to shoot first and then get out of the way, a bit like a TIE Phantom, you can't double up on his actions, his push limit. If you do, then he's suddenly less useful.
Okay.
Right, so asteroids set up in a sort of almost a grid formation in the middle, slightly offset grid formation. And we have Denguri set up on the right-hand side. Guri is right up. Sorry, Dengar is right up the top there, and Guri is nearer the middle.
Yeah, I really like this list because, as Elliot was saying, we saw this on the table on Wednesday. The sensor jammer that Chris runs on Guri is a really, really nice addition.
I agree.
There's the handshake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially to have those 3 evades. The most number of attacks before we're getting into range bound 1 is from Soontir Fel at 3. To be able to turn any attack that comes its way, 1 hit down to a focus, and then you get into this question I was saying about earlier. When does Soontir Fel want to pop that focus? The answer to that question is more times on defending rather than on the attack. So it negates one of those attacks.
Though worth noting, he can double up on his focus tokens.
Yeah,
but point taken still, and I think it does really help. One of the problems the Star Viper has is just its survivability. It's just not that tough. Because it's not a good vehicle to push the limit, and it doesn't have the evade action. And as a result, putting that sensor jammer on there, I think, is a wise move because it gives them that extra bit of a buff.
Guri is surprisingly durable in this matchup. We've seen it before on previously.
And with Lone Wolf, she also gets that extra defense and attack bonus.
So let's pull up the overlay now.
So here goes Gonk. Chris is using Gonk's action to add a shield token to Gonk, so that later on, when he loses shields, he can then use the action to put a shield back on.
Absolutely.
Just like a long-term play, really, here from Chris.
And this is something new for the Scum. So far, the only people who've been able to regen stuff are the Rebels, and they've got things like R5P9, R2D2, Miranda Doni, and Gonk is the first option for any of the other lists that allows them to do that.
Yeah, the one thing which Scum has, which is a detriment to it, is that it is an action.
Absolutely.
So it is not action economy whereas with Rebels, where yes, R5P9 you need a focus that you have at the end of the round,
which is why Poe Dameron works for him, because Poe Dameron can use the focus without spending it. Yeah.
And then there's of course R2D2 when you do a green maneuver. So there's restrictions, but I think that this one is the most restricted one because there's no immediate feedback. You have to bank the shields before you can put them back on.
Absolutely. So there's Soontir Fel coming in
a classic Soontir Fel style maneuver,
because he's not actually the highest pilot skill in this list. We've got pilot skill 9, 9, and 11 for Darth Vader.
It's quite unusual to see Soontir moving first.
Absolutely. And also note that Chris over here has given up the initiative. So he moves first, but he also then shoots first with Dengar. That's interesting. I think it makes sense here. Jumpmasters can be blocked sometimes, and I think shooting with Dengar and then getting another shot immediately again is not a bad.
And this is the thing as well. If that ends up blocking the likes of Soontir Fel, who relies heavily on those actions, it gives Guri potentially a nice shot to try and do some hurt.
Absolutely. Chris's bigger problem here is punching through Soontir Fel.
Yeah.
The defenders, the TIE defenders, the TIE advance can go down, especially seeing as, don't forget, he is in the turret. He'll lose an attack if he fires out of arc, but he is in the turret. But Soontir Fel, just the sheer token stacking he can do is crazy.
It's absurd what he can do, essentially.
Absolutely. And that's assuming he doesn't just get out of the way altogether.
Yeah.
Soontir Fel out of arc with also thrusters is almost impossible to kill for any turret.
Yeah, so sorry we couldn't actually bring you the list that you guys wanted to see. It's strange that the one that we really want to see, which we did really want to see Mindlink Madness.
We did want to see that.
Unfortunately, it didn't just pan out. We couldn't see it in the end.
Opponent had opponent for this round had a really difficult last round, as in right down to the wire by the sounds of it.
Yeah, so in respect to them, we've opted not to have them on the stream. Top table match is something we've seen before. We've seen a lot of it's contract scouts against Palp Aces.
Yeah.
So we thought it'd be better to show you something different.
So now here's where Chris has some problems because. Well, that's interesting, because he wants to keep Guri away for those lone wolf rerolls. But the biggest problem that he's got here is that if he gets isolated, we saw what happens earlier today. What happens when a ship gets isolated?
To be fair, he did fly the other day, and he couldn't keep. Lone wolf was effectively useless on Guri. However, I think it's now the other way, where he's too far away from each other at this point.
Yeah.
And that could cost Chris the game because
Could.
although you've got Sensor Jammer, that's still not going to help with the crits that those
So
type
he's
of
being smart here.
There we
also
go.
Pushing in
That's
close.
much better.
But also, what you've got to remember is that you've got the situation where if Darth and Marek aren't at range band 1, they've only got 2 attack dice. Yeah, if
Plus
one of them
their
gets turned
advanced
down to a
targeting
focus.
computers. Plus their advanced targeting
Course,
computers.
yes.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it sounds, I'm afraid.
Mm.
And we've already reached the point where Guri is not going to get her auto thrusters buff as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Simple as
So,
that. Shame, really. Oh,
however,
well.
where is Soontir Fel going? Now, here's the thing. A fully buffed Dengar can hurt Soontir Fel.
Oh.
Especially going that way.
Yeah,
He
so
probably-
that's a range 1 shot, 2 shots if Soontir Fel decides to fire back. And I've done this. I know it can hurt. However, he also worth noting he doesn't have all of the buffs. So in particular,
Here we go. He's trying to barrel
doesn't
roll
have Zuckuss.
out of the arc, but I still think he's there.
It doesn't matter because it's turret.
Auto thrusters.
True.
It does matter.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
It matters for defensive, however.
And also remember
there's still attacks coming.
Dengar's ability.
Yes, he really wants that bit to be an arc.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Is that
positioning.
in arc or not?
That's very close. If it is,
I think
they will measure it.
They will. I think it might
Just be in.
But then goes the token stacking.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
And this is why Soontir gets a bit of rap from people who play against Soontir because
Even if you can shoot him, you can't hurt
you
him.
can't hurt him.
Yeah.
I think the one big one that's going to be a big game changer is not Fenrir, old Turok. The one who, when you're at range 1, you may discard all tokens on that ship
That could be interesting.
because he's high enough that you can get him to move after Soontir.
Right, so there is Marek Stell coming, and then finally Darth Vader. So Darth Vader's going to take a target lock and a focus.
Ouch! Range 1. What are you doing?
Guri, yeah, I was surprised by Chris's turn there. If he'd have done a bank, he wouldn't have had to boost to get back into arc.
Yeah, they're target locking, but they're forgetting that there's a sensor jammer on that thing. Vader does have.
If they don't target lock, then they don't get their advanced target computers. I think
Yeah.
it's a
good
call
play.
either way.
So here comes 3 shots, 3 attack dice from.
Darth Vader.
So he's going to spend the focus now.
Okay, so he's giving up his defense, right?
He adds the crit. If I was Chris, I would turn one of those.
I think he already did.
He already
then
did.
spent the
Yes, they
focus.
spent the focus. Yeah.
So there goes the die. Now, the problem is with these
Fancy dice.
Fancy dice.
It's either one evade,
An
or
evade
one
and a focus and a blank. He's opting
He's
whether he wants to
thinking about
spend
whether
that
he wants to
focus.
spend that focus token.
With that amount of damage, I would because you're going to
And
get
crits.
because the sensor jammer is going to be more effective on Marik Steel. I think.
Yes.
So better
And
to
it's
spend
those
it now.
crits. That's the thing. It's those crits. That
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
Damaged engine
Oh,
turns
no.
now red.
Oh God, that's a
Ouch.
terrible.
That's a terrible one to get.
Yeah, that's not what Guri wanted at all. Of all the crits, that's almost the worst, I think.
Yeah, that is terrible, especially the first round of combat. Oh well.
Absolutely horrible. Right, so Dengar. Pilot skill 9 because he has the initiative, so Dengar gets to shoot.
That looks down the line. That looks like there's a shot.
That looks like there is a shot.
It looks like there's a shot to me.
I think if Soontir Fel shoots at Dengar, Dengar will get a second shot at him.
Oh.
And without auto thrusters.
Yes.
But they're still
and
looking.
It's the R5 as well. So it's going to be like a double punishment for
Yeah.
Soontir. Soontir could well and truly be down.
Well, he could choose not to fire.
He could, but then he's giving up an attack.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So it'd be interesting. So, right. So whether he gets auto thrust is going to be the key thing here. So
4 attack dice, range 1 was definite
1,
anyway.
2, 2. He's going to spend that target lock because he target locked.
look at that. 4
Soontir
hits.
Fel, 4 hits. Right. So Soontir Fel can't auto thruster, but he can focus. So
He can
1, 2,
focus.
3.
And evade. So he's
And
literally
evade, but he's spent his
all
tokens.
Spent all his tokens.
Now let's see what happens. Are they an arc or not? They look like it, but
It looks like it to me.
yeah.
Here comes the shot anyway. We'll find
So
out
pilots-
in a minute.
So there's Soontir Fel, I assume. Must be.
Hit a crit.
Yes.
Evade,
Double-
evade.
Nicely done.
Now,
Is he
let's see,
going to
there's
get to
definitely
shoot back?
P8 though, because of the
Oh.
What was that about?
So
this
there's Marek Stell. Oh, and he's forgetting Sensor Jammer.
again.
Again, you're forgetting.
Oh dear,
dear
Chris is
Chris.
just failing here. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, he's forgetting R5P8 and he's forgetting Sensor Jammer.
And there's Guri.
Oh god.
There's Guri. It's gone.
And
It's
Guri
over.
could have lived. Guri could have
Guri
lived.
could have lived. Probably not with that amount of damage
How
going
does
through.
Marek Steel when a crit gets
Oh yeah, he
He
gets.
3? Especially the direct.
But Guri's down. See, that's exactly the right damage to kill Guri. Guri could have been there with one damage point.
If he remembered the Sensor Jammer.
Oh no, poor Chris.
Sensor Jammer. Well, yeah.
That's going to cost him the game.
That's going to cost him the game. I don't believe he forgot that. I really don't. I know it's a long day, but it's round 4. It's not exactly.
Yeah.
It's not exactly too long. It's about 10 minutes to 4 here at Norwich. This game could be over much more fast than I.
But this is the thing about out of sequence things. We've talked about this before. Things like Predator, things like Sensor Jammer, things like Lone Wolf.
Actually,
he forgot Lone Wolf as well.
He forgot Lone Wolf. Yeah. There's
There's like 3 things.
the sensor, especially the Sensor Jammer, because to be fair, Oliver did modify his dice quickly.
With Darth, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
But because he spent a focus token. He's remembered. Okay, so did he hurt Soontir Fel?
I know it's a focus result.
Okay.
Oh well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. However, surely that means Dengar should get a return fire shot.
Well, if not, if he's out of arc. And we saw it right on the line. We thought he was in, but they obviously decided he wasn't.
Fair enough. I would prefer to get the range ruler out and actually measure the damn thing, because I don't trust laser lines.
They wobble a lot.
They do wobble a lot. But yeah,
I think this game is going to go a lot quicker than we thought.
Might be.
It's a shame. It's a shame because it's such a good. To be fair, it's nice seeing advance on the table.
Yes.
I like that.
I liked advance as well.
I played in the last one I actually played in. I played against. I think it was actually played against Ian with a quad tie advanced with the accuracy correctors.
And here's the thing: now all of those ships are higher pilot skill than him.
Yeah.
Apart from the splits with Marek Steel and Soontir Fel.
So Sense Jammer, Lone Wolf, not Authors don't really factor into it at all.
Yeah.
He forgot so many triggers, and he could have kept Guri around for much longer.
Guri could at least have got a shot back and
Guri,
still be alive and need to take another 10 to
The
kill.
problem was Chris got hounded into this area where he couldn't escape that.
Yeah, that's the problem.
He got
they weren't
focusing.
in mute. But it's not going to matter because he doesn't get a shot.
His shame really.
Yeah. Soontir Fel at this point doesn't matter care if he collides because it means he's not going to get shot back.
Yeah.
So.
However, the ones that do care about being shot back are starting to come up.
Yeah.
Fast.
Chris is going to have to rely on some crits getting through here.
Would you say that tie advanced is in arc for Dengar?
I would say it's just out. If it's in, it's clipping the corner.
Yeah. So, it looks like it might just be out.
However, we've got to factor in the angle and the actual shot.
Indeed, yeah. It's often very hard to tell from us here.
Yeah, well, don't forget the lens as well.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's
right,
curved,
and he's boosting. Okay, so definitely in arc, but range 1. Although, worth noting, that means he gives up his advanced targeting computer target.
Yeah, because that's Marek Steel, isn't it?
So he's tokenless now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at that.
Yeah, I would go for a range 1 shot from that if I were Chris.
But this is why, because he wants to get Darth Vader to do stuff. So he sacrificed Marek for Darth.
Darth Vader could have done stuff anyway. Marek could
he
have been sitting there behind
where
Darth.
the bank was. The bank was
They both did a 2-turn. They were parallel.
They were parallel. They wouldn't have bumped
They
each
would have
other.
been fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So, would have been just behind each other.
Yeah, they would have. Yeah. What's what happened
Earthquake.
there?
Great Norwich earthquake of 2016.
Tweet it now.
Indeed. So, now, Marek is at range 1 with no dice mods, and he's going to get shot back if he does. Right. So here is Darth.
Hey, one of aid there it seems. Chris wondering what he's going to do, which there's not very much you can do at this point.
So
there's 4 shields gone off.
4 shields
Dengar.
out.
All shields gone off Dengar.
Yep. He's not taken damage so
dear.
far. Well, up until now, but now he has.
Yeah, this is going to go really quickly now.
Oh, dear me.
And
Nothing.
R5 peanut. Oh dear.
However, actually no, we weren't still that we'd get the return 5 from Dengar. Actually, the measuring. Oh,
right. So
it's a freebie.
Dengar gets to shoot back. Yeah.
This is the freebie. I think that's why Chris did it, because if
With
he
the
can
card.
get hits through, then he can have another shot against Darth.
Yeah, there's a crit, hit, and hit in there.
Um,
one evade.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
So that's shields down.
Shields down on Vader.
Okay.
This may actually be what Chris needs here to pull it, to swing it back in his favour. It's still uncomfortable. It's still comfortable on Oliver's side here, but
Yeah, so
Vader
2
has
shields
lost
down
both
for
his
Darth.
shields.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And especially if this turn...
And then Dengar shoots at Darth Vader again.
That's what I was meaning. That's why I say it was a freebie shot.
Absolutely.
Which he's... Oh,
Here we go, there's 4.
that's another good roll. That's
Well, we
4
know
hits.
there's at
Focus
least one
token.
hit
Yeah.
going through here.
That's
Blanks.
dead Vader.
3.
No, he's got a focus token.
No, there's 2 blanks and an evade. That's 3.
Yeah, that's enough to kill Vader, I think.
They
seem to be discussing
boom.
things.
Okay, so that helps. Vader for Guri?
Well, Vader for Guri and
To be
half
fair,
Dengar.
Vader is not a bad thing to remove from the board.
Yeah, it's
but
just Dengar.
You wouldn't have wanted...
Dengar is
yeah.
half dead, and there's no way he's going to kill Soontir Fel without getting lucky.
No.
So
Yeah, one of
yeah.
those things, break one way and hope Soontir goes the other is the only chance that Chris is going to get against Soontir now.
No, Soontir, because he turtles up so well, he's not going to be able to shove anything through.
no, absolutely. Especially if he just says none.
Unless he catches Dengar... Unless he catches
Fairly
Soontir
not.
in his heart.
But if that's the case, Soontir Fel can just say, "I'm not going to shoot this turn." Turtle, two focus
True.
and evade. You've got to get really lucky to hurt me. Oh gods!
If it's the direct hit, that's an obvious one. Puts him down to 2 straight
Well,
out the door.
I don't know. He's still got 5 hull. There might be.
Well, there's at least one hit just gone through there now.
Yes, that's what I mean. So this is a crit from Marek Stell. So what have we got? A direct hit. Yeah.
So he's down to 2.
But I mean, something like, again, you can't do hard turns of red. That would have really, really hurt Dengar.
Yeah, that would have. Not surprised to see the direct hit be the one that was chosen, though.
Yeah. So, yeah, down to...
Yeah.
We have nearly
Dengar's going
an
this
hour
turn.
left.
Dengar's going to go this turn.
Yeah. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
This game is taking place here at Athena Games, Norwich, England, and we started about, well, it must have been at least nearly 6 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, just over 6 hours ago. We started at 10:30. It's now 5 to
5-4.
4. So
Yeah, so
been
5.5 hours we've been
5.5
going.
hours, yeah.
Yeah, this is round 4.
Round 4, the final round. This is
No
not
cuts. We've
this-
just
yeah.
got the Swiss this time.
Yeah, a cut generally with any X-Men tournament can tend to go on quite a long time.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
regionals ran all the way up till, well, 11.
For official events, i.e. regionals, things like that, sword championships, we do follow the rules, do top cuts, etc. However, for our own tournaments, which is our monthly tournament, we only do Swiss.
Yeah, okay. So that's smart there. He's there's no way Soontir Fel's going to get a shot this turn unless he K-turns, which Fel doesn't do.
Yeah, there we go.
So he's going to bump again. So at this point, Chris is really wishing that he had anti-pursuit lasers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or ion projector.
So, yep, so strikes about 89. The players are...
I think there's 22 from what I remember hearing.
Oliver?
from Cassley. Oh, sorry, we're looking at the
And
players in
Chris. Yeah. So two of the local players in our area.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, where have you got the Guri list? Dengar list or not, Roger?
here. That should be in our pile of nice stuff we wanted to see. There you go.
That's not the top,
Oh,
that's not, it's not.
No.
That's,
Okay.
that's that. It might be on there.
Da-da-da. Oh, that's a good point. I just thought, we've not had a bottom... There we go, right at the back here.
Sorry, number of players. My apologies.
Oh,
Yes.
22.
22, yeah.
Yeah, because when Chelsea said she was, I think she said she was either 18th or 19th out of 22.
Yeah.
So
Well, actually...
we've seen the pairing, so we know it's 22.
22 is actually quite small for us, really, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah, I think it's because it's the summer holidays. It's almost back to school time. And in addition to which, our most recent tournament was our regional, and I think some people are still suffering a bit of burnout from there.
Even though it's been nearly 2 months from
and
now.
Yeah.
and you also had Gen Con.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so Marique still just had his shields removed. Dengar survives with 2 evades. So Dengar's doing a mighty good job of at least
He's
rolling.
Giving it a go. He's
but-
giving it a go. R5P9.
Again, nothing.
Oh no.
That's 3 rolls. Just imagine 3 more damage through at this point. You
Yeah.
know.
See, the problem that he's got now is because Dengar keeps pushing the limit, he can't turn round.
It is unfortunate.
And he needs to get people in arc. This is the downside of Dengar. He, especially with push the limit, he can't get people in arc consistently enough without doing those white cess loops. And if he's pushing the limit, then he risks it all if he sloops without a single dice mod.
Yeah, it is one of those.
Yeah.
Sad
Soontir
truths.
Fel, he's never going to kill Soontir Fel out of arc.
No, never ever.
Yeah.
So Chris has got 59 points left in Dengar, so I'll update that now. 59 points, and Vader. Well, Vader's going to be quite expensive at 29 points. So I'll take it down to 71.
Yeah.
So it's still comfortably in Oliver's favour.
Yeah,
but,
especially-
well, actually, right now,
It's half points
half
rule.
points for Dengar.
So it's he's actually on 30 because it's half rounded up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that probably squays it.
Even getting rid of Marek Steele, Soontir Fel is still a load of points. Definitely more than 30.
He is, yes.
That's because he's so good.
He is, yes.
He's well worth the points you pay for him. That's what everyone uses Fel at most points in the group.
Absolutely.
Here comes Gonk.
So he's trying to regen those shields. Problem is he's going to lose more points from damage than he's going to regen with his shields.
Yeah, that again, like I say, it's the action economy of Gonk that's being lost.
Absolutely, yeah. And, okay, that is smart. So barrel roll. It's not going to be good enough.
But it might mean that he gets a shot on the likes of either Soontir Fel or Marek
He's
Steele.
going to get a shot no matter what, but yeah. Smart thing here would be to take down Marek Steele. But here, so Soontir Fel can just push the limit and barrel roll into a shot, or if that's going to block Marek Steele, he can probably boost into a shot. Yeah, there we go. There's the barrel roll. Barrel roll backwards.
No.
Ooh,
Not
interesting.
Not there. However, he's put him really close to Dengar.
It does. No. I think he might have just made a mistake.
No, there's not the arc there.
No, but he's only got a single focus token.
Yeah,
Even with auto thrusters, that might,
that may be enough.
especially without the stealth device, that
It must
might
be that-
just be enough. Although worth
Yeah.
noting that Dengar does not have any mods either.
Oh,
Both shots are out.
Chris has an opportunity here.
He does. He could bring something back here. Now, would you fire at Stel, who is already damaged, or would you fire at Soontir Fel and take the chance when you've
With the
got it?
declaration on Steel here, I would actually probably go on.
It's the
Soontir
exact
Fel.
same. Go for Fel. Go for Fel. It's the exact same. What you roll dice rolls wise.
No, it's not because of auto thrusters.
Of course it is. So yeah,
Yeah.
Stel.
However,
Blanks.
no
One of
focus.
eight.
So that's 2 more points of damage. No crit in there. Okay, that's not bad for him, is it?
No, it's not brilliant. It's not terrible either.
Yeah.
He's still, and also that regen actually has given him something extra this round.
Yeah.
If he can kill, actually no, he can't avoid the attack from Stel because Stel still attacks because of simultaneous fire.
Yeah.
But if he can block Stel,
Yeah.
if he,
Well, no, because he wants to shoot Stel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Without,
it's
if
kind
he
of
can-
like invading arcs here. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like
Yeah.
guessing.
he wants to try and arc dodge Stel and try and catch it. Well, if he can arc dodge both, he'd be great because he needs to do that.
so where are we going? One hard
gonna
turn.
have to go
Yeah,
over
he's just having.
I think that's going to be called by Oliver, and he's going to turn Soontir right into that.
I think he might have done. I'd have gone one forward and blocked Soontir.
Yeah, that's what I would have done.
Yeah.
So is that green for?
Okay, so
Jumpmaster?
there's a
Must be.
focus. So there's his shield. So he gets a second shield back from Gonk.
Okay. Second shield from
And
Gonk.
Oh,
he's going to.
Oh.
Use his manoeuvres here to try and keep him around for longer. This is actually quite interesting from Chris. I like this.
He knows how to play these things.
He
But the problem is,
does.
I think Fel will probably do a hard turn left.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like,
And then boost barrel roll.
If Chris was playing
He
like
might
this
not need to.
earlier,
Oh!
He-
What a
he-
surprise.
Perhaps he saw the block coming and double. Okay, interesting. Now, where is Stel going?
This has become a game of maneuvers, and we all love maneuvers in
It
X-Wing.
is, yeah.
And what's interesting is that Stel cannot kill
So
Dengar if he gets into range 1.
boost.
Unless he gets into range 1. Or gets a good crit.
and also with Soontir going at range, it gives Chris some time to use Gonk to regenerate those shields.
Yeah.
That's smart of Chris.
This is
Okay,
very
so
smart.
there's Stel no shot. He's going to have to barrel roll if he wants a shot. Otherwise, he gets shot with no reply.
Or engine upgrade. But then again,
That's
either
true,
way,
he doesn't need it.
it's going to
And-
end up, I don't know.
And also remember, if for whatever reason
Thank you very much,
Dengar does not kill Marek Steele off his attack, if Marek were to shoot at Dengar, then the R5P8.
Could kill him. Yeah.
Right.
So there's two ways.
So he is. What is he doing? Is he going to?
We've had our results in.
Yep.
Well, first table result is round table 2. Dean Fordham was destroyed completely by Jeff Ball with 100 to 0
now this
victory.
could be
Dean
interesting.
was
'cause-
double defender tie advanced prototype, and Jeff we've already seen triple defenders. So 5 defenders on the field. Oh boy.
Oh yes, because actually this.
So he's going away.
Going away. He wants to get range. You're realising he's not in a good spot.
I'm not sure if that's going to be enough.
No,
no dice mods.
No dice mods.
I think he might go. But still range 2.
2.
He's not going to range 3. I think he's going to go down this turn.
Actually, this is interesting because of the ranking system of points on here. Dean was actually second because the way that, if you remember how the points brackets work. So
he's got a good shot first place.
One.
It's a mix between Robin and Gareth.
Yeah,
and they're both going to be probably sharing points.
Yeah, Robin and Gareth. There's not going to be a wipeout there. They're going to be annihilating each other, aren't they? But so Stell survived.
That was so close, though.
Yeah.
So
okay,
close.
but now Chris has an opportunity to regen some of those shields with Dengar.
He does.
Worth noting, with Push the Limit, you can regen a shield a turn.
Yeah.
However, we can predict Stell is going to come in for a shot. He's going to want to get out of range.
You can't redirect shield because it's an action on your action bar.
Good point, yes.
You need experimental interface to do that.
Yes,
so he's going to have to spend 1 turn to add, 1 turn to...
Right, so what's he going to do here? So Gonk, place a shield on Gonk, and then I predict either a focus or a barrel roll to get out of range.
Yeah, no, barrel roll to get round the asteroid here.
Yeah, what he really wants to do if he can is stay out of target lock range. Because so far that's what's been hurting Stell. He hasn't had that target lock to cause those crits.
Yeah, he still has one more shield on Dengar, or on Gonk, I should say, so he can regenerate that shield.
He's just put that shield on now.
No, he's had that on before.
Oh, has he?
Because he's been stocking shields in advance of this, so he's planned for this ahead of round.
Them all, and
I thought as well.
I saw him put that on there now, this turn.
Maybe you're right, I don't know. But
I think he did.
There you go.
Right, okay, so there comes Stell. Okay, so Dengar has taken the focus, so he's going to get shot this turn. Luckily, Fel isn't going to get a shot on him this turn.
I don't know, if he boosts and barrel roll, he could get a range 3 shot.
Well, I suppose it goes both ways. Dengar will still get a shot back on Marek Stell.
Yep.
First.
Yeah, okay.
He's relying on that kill.
That looks like a range 3 shot from Soontir.
Yes.
But you've also got to remember there's an asteroid in here, though.
Yeah, throw a rock with it. Yeah. He's okay so far, I think.
He's pushing the limit. Ooh, see, at that point you're starting to tempt Soontir as a target. Only 1 focus.
Range 3 with Stella's better target.
Yeah,
I don't think it's too much.
I still think Stella's a better target, but...
And R5P8, is that a consistent when you take attack, or is it once per turn?
Once per turn.
Yeah. So you've got to choose.
But it's still
he's going to try and he's going to try and kill Stell. Got a decent chance, and then hurt Soontir with R5P8.
Here's 3.
That looks good. That's good.
Yeah, so he's spending that focus token, but that's 3 hits.
That's enough.
Yeah, blank, and down goes Stell. Okay,
however, he's still on the field until...
Yeah, so simultaneous...
They have
I always
missed.
forget this one, to be honest.
They have missed the ruling there on simultaneous...
they're remembering it. Yeah.
They're remembering it.
We know he's going to have a shot back, so yeah. So... Oh, what are they...
So it's the shot coming back from...
yes, yeah. So why is Chris rolling it?
He's rolling green evade.
I see. They're just clear.
The clear
The clear ones, yeah.
So
right,
hit and crit.
Hitting a crit.
That adds a crit on there as well. That looks to be an evade there, so he takes a shield off.
Shield. Okay. Gonk has paid off there.
Gonk paid off.
Yeah.
Okay, so
now
range
not through
3, not through asteroid,
yeah.
but no tokens apart from the focus.
this...
He only needs the focus. It's the only one he can do anyway.
And the R5P8 can now take effect.
Ooh, terrible!
Terrible roll.
Yeah, 1 crit. Is that crit?
That's a focus.
That's a focus.
You have to spend the focus.
Yeah.
Which
well, he's not going to get shot.
You might as well.
But R5P8.
He might decide not to, so as not to get
R5P8. Yes. He's spending it.
I think that's a mistake.
Oh, come on, Chris.
3 dice.
There's an evade
in there. So
and then R5P8 kicks in.
Yes, R5P8. Please
don't.
Yes, there we go. Good boy. Good boy. Eyeball. Damn.
You also take damage as well, though.
If you roll a crit. No, only if you roll a crit. A hit does damage to the attacker. A crit does damage to both.
And I've won on that. My opponent critted himself with his last hit point on R5P8.
Oh.
Well, it means potentially this turn Chris can regenerate another shield because he's got one, at least one saved on Gonk.
What a fantastic maneuver there.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, do you barrel roll?
No.
Yeah.
Boost.
Do you have
because
an
if you
there?
boost, you can do a hard turn next turn and potentially get Soontir Fel and Arc.
Yes.
Which is the holy grail of Dengar.
Yeah.
He's focusing.
He's interesting to note. No,
He has.
Yeah,
I guess because he wants to get shields
It
back.
makes sense for him to actually do a sloop.
Yeah, I agree.
If he thought he could get away with one action, and worth noting at that point, his shooting isn't going to help. He's
So what's Chris's second action?
Gonk.
Gonk.
He restored a shield, so that's one more shield back.
However, this is interesting because thank you. If they get if they attack, it will be through the asteroid because it's closest point. So that would actually help both targets, but more Soontir Fel side of things.
Yeah, definitely.
So
with the tokened up Fel, you're going to be, and neutral thrusters, you're going to be really hard pressed to hit.
How did he get 2 focus tokens? Because he did a
because his action
yes.
and Soontir Fel's ability.
It's range 2, but it is closest point, so it is through the asteroid. So the attack is from Dengar.
He wants a focus for offense and defense.
Yep.
Bang.
Yeah, so Chris at least gets his shot here first.
Yeah. This
could be interesting. This could be a potentially first time we've ever seen it.
He's thinking about... No, he's going to... Yeah, he's spending that focus token, so 3 hits on Fel.
Ooh!
Auto thrusters.
Auto thrusters.
Fel has just taken...
Nothing. I think that was it. Yeah, it was just that. There's the attack.
Fel goes back. 2 hits.
2 hits.
He's still got a focus. It doesn't matter.
There's an evade.
That was all there was anyway, so... Chris did the right thing.
One shield.
Focus there.
So he net nothing.
Loses the Gonk shield,
entire thing. So in a way, this is kind of reached an almost stalemate. Return fire, nothing.
Yeah, but in the long run, Soontir Fel is more likely to hurt Dengar than Dengar is to hurt Soontir Fel.
It is, yeah. It's a shame that R5P8 is not helping, because if so, it would be doing major damage to Soontir right now, and it's
exactly.
Yeah, and if that was to go through, that would be like 2 down, and then if Chris was to...
Now, I think Chris should do a boost here, because Soontir Fel can't do a hard turn to his left, because of the asteroid. Maybe.
I think he might be safe with that.
Oh, yeah, it's marginal. Yeah, oh yeah, you might be right, yeah. So he's pushing the limits. There's Gonk. He's Regender Shield again?
No, he's added it to the card.
Added it to the card, yeah. That's the thing, he can't do that every turn.
He's target locked.
Oh.
Interesting.
And Fel is going... forwards, yeah, so we might have been right about that turn. But the problem is, if he'd have boosted, he'd have been okay.
Yeah.
And he could, yeah.
I'm actually glad that I was in control, because I would have actually turned right in an attempt to misplay him, because I thought he'd try and hit me off. And of course, there's a reason why he doesn't go right, is because he doesn't want to catch Dengar in arc.
Yes.
Or Dengar to catch him in arc.
So boost, double focus, yep.
And one of those things as well, if Chris had a boosted... Dengar would have had a shot, and Soontir Fel wouldn't.
Yeah,
it would have been yet again a freebie shot.
Yeah, I think you've got to punt. You've got to sort of take every shot you get. Yeah, preferably without getting shot.
I believe that there was a shield placed on Gonk as well, so Chris did not regen a shield this round. So this could be it.
If Chris survives,
have a 4 dice attack. Ping ping target lock.
3.
2.
2.
Oh
dear.
Oh no. Oh dear.
Yeah, there's no way Fel's not going to.
Oh! Auto thrusters.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine.
Yeah. Also, yeah.
You know, I love auto thrusters, but I think sometimes it can get mainly a bit too much use. It becomes too much of an obvious include, I think.
Sometimes, yeah, but the problem is you really need it against turrets.
Otherwise,
turrets just hard counter arc dodges full stop.
So
there we go. 4 hits.
4 hits.
Yeah.
2 hits.
Chris needs 1.
He needs at least 2. There's 1. And that's it. That's game. It was close, though. In a weird way. It kind of got close towards the end, but we all know it was inevitable.
And...
what's Chris doing there? Because that's Soontir Fel, not Marek Steele's ability.
However, he still gets to return fire.
He finally gets 1!
Hey! Well done.
The last shot from that.
Yeah, I still think if Chris had boosted, then Marek would have... Soontir wouldn't have had a shot. Right. Just that one thing.
We've still got a fair amount of time left.
We still have 41 minutes left.
But then you could have set up to have the shield on Gonk, no shot coming in for Soontir Fel, have a shot back from... or Dengar have a shot against Soontir Fel, even at range, if something had a plinked through.
Yeah.
Yeah, if this had been the situation with effectively another shield on Dengar would have then probably survived another round. It's about how to try and draw the game out.
I do think he should have boosted. I think, thinking about it closely, he if you would have thought about it like most people would, you realise actually Soontir's not going to try and cut you off because there's a risk that you'll catch him in arc next round. Yes. Whereas if you go behind, then there's less chance of that, especially if you keep on stressing yourself. Yeah. In which case he could have known that, done a boost, and be out of arc entirely and got shot back.
Yeah, this is the thing though. I think Chris's mistake was at the start of the game with Guri.
He missed too many
No lone wolf. No sensor jam on the shot from Marek's steel.
Yeah.
Those two would have kept Guri alive for at least
one more round.
For her return shot,
exactly.
And for at least taking another shot.
And that might have affected the game with
Absolutely.
those two. Soontir was on 2 hits left. That could have changed things dramatically.
Okay.
Yeah, that would mean one less turn possibly hitting Marek, or one less turn having to spend to hit Darth Vader.
That means less damage at the end of the day. So
do we tell Chris that?
To be fair, it's important that players receive feedback on what they do.
Yeah.
Even if they realise it themselves, someone's being told that and seeing that people observe it. Especially an outsider.
Well, Lou, we've got time. Do you want to get them in here to see what they think?
Let's get them in.
Yeah, and also one thing.
You go get.
Yeah, also one other thing to note as well. You're saying about not realising stuff. Chris came through at the game after the end of the game on Wednesday, thinking he'd won by 3 points, but with his 2-point initiative bid that he had, he only won by 1. So, and that was yet again that would have been half points on Dengar, which is what made the difference. But yeah, I'll go and ask if someone wants to come in.
Go and grab them and see if they're up for that. So,
That was a good match to end it on, though. I think
that was. We thought it was all over when Guri went down, but then I'm really impressed with Chris for pulling it back, killing those two tie advanced.
Yes, killing, which is not they're not difficult ships. They're not difficult to kill. They're not easy to kill either.
No,
they're
three of 8 dice, 5 hit points apiece. Yeah.
So remarkable effort from him to get those down so effectively.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I really can't wait.
So what's the best match we've seen today?
Ooh, that's a good question.
So we had Ian Porter, double defender Omega leader versus Chelsea with Chewie and Miranda. We had Chris with 3XZ versus Teltruva, Nadrusalat and Cartel Space. And we've just had then we had Michael double bomber, double Baron versus triple defenders, and now we've had this one.
The X-wing list, I think.
I think I have to agree there.
Yeah.
Guys,
hello, grab a seat. Grab a seat. No. Nice to see you back in here again. Again, and you as well. You're on here quite regularly, and usually not on this side of the interview.
I want to talk about the first seconds of that game.
Yeah, let's talk about Sensor Jammer,
Lone
Wolf, and missed activations.
Mind blank completely.
I would have reminded you, but I forgot.
No, to be fair, it's not your job to. I've only played that list once, and Guri's not really a ship I fly often, so I had to remember. Throughout the entire day, I've never remembered Guri.
Oh.
I am so proud of myself for remembering him once. So every time, so obviously I've asked my opponent very nicely, casual tournament. Most people have just been like, yeah, that's fine. That's why you saw I put a focus token by Guri that earlier on. Sensor Jammer. Could have done something. Maybe.
We theorised that you could have kept. We hate to kind of have a consolation.
Have a consolation Haribo for your efforts.
No, thank you. We predicted that you would have had 2 less damage on Guri. Guri would have survived. There would have been 1 more exchange of fire, which you could have done a couple more damage to Fel or Vader, potentially meaning they're around less, meaning less damage on Guri, and
they would have had to take more time to kill you.
Yes. Which means you came close. You came.
I pulled it back.
You pulled it back.
He did.
I want to say right now, how many R5 P-Nat 8s did I roll?
I know.
About 6, 7, and only 1.
I like point out if you I did it. I hit him on the last roll of the game. Damn it! I will take that as a
Which
roll.
I want to transition because that must have been worrisome for you when you realise you don't roll defence against that. And it's like, because I know that would be because the best thing about Soontir is his defence roll and the fact he can turtle up. But when you don't have access to that and things deny you that, it's like okay.
And I point out, I probably would have killed him.
Oh yeah.
Had he not.
Yes. Yeah.
To be fair though, it's quite interesting because Soontir Fel was point Finland.
He was point filler.
He was point filler.
Yeah,
all
we
he had
noticed-
was a push limit and
Wow.
auto thrusters. He
There
didn't
was-
have like his usual other stuff.
He's a bear Soontir, which to be fair, it's nice to see that.
Mm.
He's cheap. It's cheap Soontir. It's Soontir on a discount budget, but it's still very effective. It's basically the bare minimum you need to have him run and run effectively in this.
Yeah.
How has Soontir been for your tournament?
Fairly good actually. My original idea was he's bait, right? Because he's fast and he's quite cheap compared to the other ones. But overall, I think he's probably done second most damage, obviously apart from Vader. who's
Most people
wiped
tend to
out the
discount
shields.
him. Yeah, Vader is the big heavy hitter, but he's the scary
I
one.
believe
Everyone
he
can.
killed him straight away as well.
Well,
I had no
you
choice.
had to.
It was like either I don't kill Vader or he's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
When we saw that, it was
He's
like,
the best
ooh.
character.
I'll actually say it, you having the ability on Dengar was effectively a free hit. If you completely missed, you still had your attack to
Yeah.
push potentially damage through as well.
Obviously, I debated on whether I was going to hit Marek or Vader in that turn.
As soon as you do the damage to
obviously,
Vader.
I just thought, no, I need to kill Vader now. I need to kill Vader completely.
And then you had the pilot skill
and-
tied with your initiative.
Yeah, it was more the fact that I know I'm going to get hit by Marek next, but if I've got a chance to kill Vader, I'm taking it.
Yeah, if it would have been against Vader and Soontir, you would have gone down soon, I think, because the action economy that Vader has is
Yeah,
so good.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
As soon as I did that, Marek was next on the list. It was like, kill the advance first. They're doing the most damage. They're going to cause the most crits.
And
It's
they
going to
don't
hurt me.
auto thrust.
Yeah, they don't have auto thrusters.
I was quite glad.
He did an incredible job of staying out of
Yes,
my arc
you did.
line for
That's-
most of the
That's
game.
great. You did really well at keeping away from Dengar. Even so far that I thought you were going to come through the astro field here and try and head off Dengar. Then of course you did the 5-4. Then I realised, of course you wouldn't, because you risk getting in Dengar's front arc. So of course you wanted to pursue him
So
from
all I
behind.
was relying on was the R5
And I'm
PS, which
surprised
was...
you didn't pick up on that and try and boost away to get
yeah,
out.
that's what
That's
that's
why
what-
I'm glad it came down to just those two, because these are
Yeah.
auto thrusters. So I was
Yeah.
just trying to stay behind them.
I was trying to get into a position where I could S-loop and turn myself around.
The problem is...
Trouble is, because of the way
Push
I'm
the
doing
limit.
it, I have to push the limit. I cannot have a turn where I don't push the limit. I don't get gonk,
I was going
and I
to,
needed gonk for the
I
rest
was
of that
going
game.
to ask about that. In hindsight, would you change your list so that Dengar can sloop?
No.
It still paid off for you over the
It
course
paid
of
off for me.
more.
Gonk has been literally a lifesaver in this game especially.
Yeah.
This game especially, because this thing recharged 3 shields overall. Like, didn't it? Yeah.
It kept you in there a
It
lot
kept me
longer.
in there a lot longer than if I didn't have it. So, no.
Oh, okay.
Gonk saved me.
Okay, Chris. So here's another suggestion then. What about if you were to change, let's say for example, push the limit to the likes of Predator? They're both the same points.
Need the action economy.
If you've got Gonk, you need an action for Gonk.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I need the action for Gonk. The only other thing I'd probably do was, rather than push the limit, go
Experimental
experimental
interface.
interface. But then I'm losing the somewhat needed boost.
Yes.
That helps me get into maneuvering.
But then-
Start of that game, it helped me get into a position where I was... Because obviously he was on one side, I was on the other. I needed
Yeah.
to get Dengar quickly in there as possible.
Yeah, that did
So,
help you there.
which is why I slowed, barreled backwards the Star Viper
Yeah.
to make sure he
boosted
didn't
him
hit
in.
him.
You really got yourself pegged into a corner with Guri back down here.
I honestly thought he was going to come round and head off in the narrow part where Dengar was, and then he came straight down there, and I'm like, okay, I didn't expect that.
Yeah. Okay. So
Also, another thing to note is you forgot your lone wolves.
I
as
know,
well.
Yeah.
I know, we already addressed
We already
that.
did that, yeah.
Lone
So-
Wolf and Sense Jammers.
yeah, and Guri. Yeah. So retrospectives. It's always good to look back on these things and learn. Okay. So let's start with Oliver. If you could play that game again, what would you do differently?
I would probably not rush round to try and shoot at Dengar straight away, because that's what cost me Vader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I would probably go further on across the top and then come back
Yeah.
round.
Yeah. We were looking at that and thinking he hasn't got target locks. He can't make his advanced targeting computer.
That was the big problem, because
Yeah.
Marek is the only one that doesn't have 2 actions,
Yes.
and obviously for his ability to work, he kind of needs a target lock on him.
Yeah, we were looking at that engine upgrade and thinking he can't do the engine upgrade and do the
Mm.
target lock at the same time.
It was a bit
Yeah.
of a tough choice.
Indeed. Okay. And Chris, what would you do? Okay, apart from the
Apart
obvious,
from the
defeating
obvious stuff,
what would you do in terms of options and flying and
that
stuff?
first
like that?
move basically cost me most of the game.
Yeah.
So that initial first move I'd have changed completely. If I took the other, because obviously I had the two routes. I either go right or left and try and see if he could turn in,
Yeah.
or go right and avoid his, or go right where he's potentially going.
Yeah.
I would have gone right. If I knew he was doing that, I would have gone right instantaneously because I can avoid 2 firing arcs and I'm focused around Fel.
But it's 50-50, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was 50-50. It was I had initiative bid most of the game, so it wasn't that too
lower
much.
pilot
But
skill on Guri.
it's just the way it went. Yeah, just change that prediction. Bring Dengar
Sept
around.
up?
Bring Dengar around sooner.
Yes,
Bring
him around.
Dengar around a lot sooner than I did. I was trying to get into a better position where I could S-loop. I didn't really care too much. I had the stress. It was more the fact of the longer he takes to try and hit me, the more gonks I can get, which is what I was trying to focus on. I think after about a few gonks, I would have then turned around and been like, right, that's it, let's go for it. But yeah, just bring him around a lot sooner and try and...
Yeah. Was that something in your mind?
Yes, it was. I was trying to keep up with him, but also try and keep my ships alive.
Yeah.
Which was quite... You had to kind of balance it, because that was getting quite annoying. So, well, I've done all the standard ships.
Yeah.
But that's probably one of the biggest things about the Jumpmasters, the fact that he's not only a big beefy ship, he's a turret ship. It's another... I want a leeway into it. It's kind of another Falcon in some ways. This kind of build is sort of another Falcon kind of build.
You get extra things, extra attacks, rerolls,
Yeah,
etc.
exactly. Sort of the old sort of Han Solo Chewie build kind of build with Dengar instead. That's the way I've sort of gone with this. But
It's a very good list, though. Both lists are really good.
I really enjoyed playing against this because
It's
it was
nice seeing two tie advances, and also in budget Soontir Fel, it's nice seeing a
Star
Star
Viper.
Viper.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am so happy. He Star Viper, although he got ludicrously mothered in this game, he deserves a pat on the back because he won me my game 2.
Well, there you
I
go.
like seeing Star Vipers because they get
Yeah, they just don't get seen enough.
In the second game as well,
They
destroyed it
do
same
need-
way pretty much.
They need something to give them a bit of a nudge.
Yeah,
but
they need to give them a nudge, but they are an incredibly underrated ship. They're really good. They have a great dial. You can do so much with them. It's just they're too many
Scum
points.
Veterans
Yeah.
thing with that.
Yeah.
Scum
Like they did
vets,
with the
yeah.
Defender.
Or an epic ship. There is one missing Scooby.
Yeah.
We're missing Scum epic
Yeah.
ships, so we need some
I
Scum.
got my
Get on that,
radar
Hedgie.
on Tuesday, so I thought I could.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Got the other tie advance, so.
So is that where your idea for this just came from?
Yeah.
So you got the radar, and that's what you wanted to play?
Yeah.
Nice. I was actually going to ask where did the inspiration for this come from, but that answers my question.
And also because I get to use my favourite character. It's
Darth Vader?
yeah.
Yeah, and Rick Steele, compliments for using steel as well.
Yeah, nicely done.
I
I'm
thought he's quite good actually.
yeah,
I
I
don't
must
think
admit.
he really needed the boost with the Defender because
No, I think you would have been better.
Yeah.
Better action economy to keep your actions to focus or target lock.
Yeah, I must admit, my favourite TIE Advance pilot is Juno Eclipse. Did you
Yeah,
ever
I
play
really
it?
enjoyed you.
The Juno.
I was going to
Yeah,
say,
that's
because I was
good,
asking you, was it Marek or Juno? And you
Yeah.
went Marek, and okay, that's pretty cool. I do like Marek. I just like Juno. Juno's my favourite. So.
I haven't
Juno's
used
the
it yet,
plus
actually.
one or minus one on
She
the,
is really good.
movement.
Trust me, give her a
Speed,
try.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Does anyone on the stream have any questions for our two players here?
Yeah, where did your inspiration come from, Chris?
So, mine was more of I saw an article online, and this is not my build. This is not mine.
Okay.
This is actually someone else's. I kind of took from the web. I saw it, and I was really intrigued by it. It was, I think it was the open event in one of the Americas. I think it was Hoth. It was the winner of that, the winning list, and I first looked at it and it's a Jumpmaster again, and I saw the second chip and I went, oh, a Star Viper, how intriguing, and I really wanted to sort of play a list that had a Star Viper again, so I thought, I'll give it a try, see how it works. So I played it on Wednesday, you guys saw it, some of you guys saw it.
It's
I
on.
loved it.
It's on.
It's on YouTube.
It's
as well.
on YouTube. You can find it later.
And it did really well. And I'm like, you know what? I will give it a go today. Give it a real good tournament test. And it's done really well.
Yeah.
All of my games I've never gone 0 when I've lost. And I haven't been in a situation where I've not killed at least something. Guri has performed amazingly. Dengar has performed like Dengar would.
Yeah.
Everything seems to work. The only card I haven't used in that build is Feedback Array.
Yes.
I can see why it's there though.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a Feedback Array is one of those things that you put it on the ship because you go, right, I'm going to forego my attack to just kill you. You're at one hull left. I'm not going to spend too much time dilly-dallying.
That would have
about
worked really good for you.
I was just too low health at that point and stuff to even want to do that.
Yeah.
There was not a point where he got range 1 except for them. And I was trying to rely on my R5P8 to work in those last moments.
Which it worked in the end.
I do appreciate
on the last damage of the game.
Well, thank you for coming in here.
That's right.
Is there any questions that anyone else has at the table? We're on the stream. We've got no one in the chat yet.
Quick question. What would you change about your list, if anything?
I don't want to.
Okay, you're happy?
I don't want to. I think that I like normally tweaking lists and making them my own.
This one, it's more about how you play it.
This is the one that's more how you play it. And obviously, remembering things is the big key thing about it. But it's the way how you play it. You can always put them together. They're not bad together. The way I play it is obviously I could separate them to begin with, and then depending on where they set up, I can obviously speed one in and slow the other one in.
Yeah.
But then I get the first initial bursts of Lone Wolf to start with.
Yeah.
Before they come together, they cross over, and then they come around to get Lone Wolf again.
Okay.
And your number? What would you change?
I wouldn't really change anything, to be honest, because I've played the build twice before the tournament, and I got quite used to it from today as well. So it's probably one of my go-to builds. I think I like it.
Even the engine upgrade on.
I don't think it's worth it on him, but it is useful for the first couple of moves at least. I think personally.
Yeah.
But it's quite good as well today because the first game I had was against my dad.
Okay.
And
we
had
saw
that. Two aggressors, which we were doing the exact same teams last night as practice.
Yeah.
And he destroyed me with them, and I actually beat him
Hey.
this morning. So
It's nice
I'm
bit of-
pleased with it.
Funnily enough, round before I destroyed the same list, same person.
Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you
That's
for
all right,
us.
no
Yes, we have a tournament in next month, which is our Hangar Bay event on the 1st of October. So you get to choose pick 2
I will
lists.
probably be in here.
So okay, well,
I'll probably be.
we hope to see you.
commentating.
Yes,
so means I get to play.
Yeah, you get to play. You get to play. I'll tag.
Alright, so
Cool.
thank you for joining
They
us.
have to
guys.
be two different factions.
Yes, they have to be 2 different factions.
Although, however, there's nothing to prevent you from saying, here is my list, my other list just doesn't exist, and I always choose my first one. It just means your opponent can predict what you're going to fly.
Fair enough, yeah.
So, I think that's fair, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because otherwise, I know some people only play one faction.
Yes.
Yeah. So you just fly one
I've
list
got
out.
a couple of rebel stuff.
There we go.
I've got some.
Mostly
To be
just
fair,
different
technically I've got some Imperial stuff.
It
So,
also encourages a bit of playing around with other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. That's what we want to see. Mixing it up a bit,
mixing it up.
isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us,
No
guys.
problem.
We
Thank
hope
you
that
very
you've
much.
enjoyed your day.
Indeed.
Good luck with
It's
the
been
prize.
very
Good
good.
work.
Don't think I've rated that highly.
I'm sure you'll walk
It's the
away.
taking
I'll walk away with
part.
the Predator.
It's the taking part
Yeah,
that
it's
counts,
the taking-
This is
isn't
the
it?
best I've
I had
ever
a
done
fun
in
today, I
contest,
can't.
which is quite good, I think. Personally, for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally,
You
I've
can
had
walk-
fun.
You can
so-
walk
Oh,
that
yeah,
way
I've had
with
fun
that.
too, yeah. It was
Thank you
great.
very much. How many games left?
Fantastic. Right.
I mean a couple.
And well done. Good flying.
Thank you very much,
Thank
guys.
you.
Right.
Yep.
Well, we have some
So-
results.
We do.
We do have
Let's-
some results.
Let's just run through those and see.
Okay, table 5. Robert Cornell completely destroyed Richard Connolly at 100 to 73
Robert was double defender Omega.
versus double fire sprays.
sprays.
Double fire. Ooh.
Fire sprays lost on that one.
They've been
73
doing well
points.
so far. Today,
Yeah.
haven't they?
So it seems the double eggs kind of took it. Was it double eggs?
Double
Defenders.
defender Omega.
Okay, double defender Omega seemed to have taken that one. That surprised me.
Here we go. Mr. Ball has won in against Dean Thorndon.
So okay,
Jeff
so
Ball,
Jeff
sorry.
Ball. Come on, where are they?
Well, Jeff Ball was the triple defender.
Okay, triple defender. Yeah. Yes, there we go. Triple defenders versus
Dean Fordham.
Dean, and Dean was playing double defender tie advanced prototype.
And that's a 100-0 victory to Jeff.
Ouch. So
So-
so that's 5 defenders
Yeah.
on the table. Yeah,
Okay,
again.
Gareth
Gareth.
Chambers. This is the top table. The results. Jumpmasters wins it. The top
Ooh.
table with Gareth Chambers taking the first place position with
And that's going to give him the win, isn't it?
Yes, that's going to
we've
give
got
him the overall
interest-
win.
Hang on, but the game is actually 100 to 67. Remember, the other match that was on 3 wins before this won 100 naught. So it could be
Potentially
Victory.
margin of victory.
Yeah, potentially. Okay, so
Okay.
interesting.
Table 6. Christopher Yule's completely destroyed Tim Clark's list.
Oh, good
the,
for him.
The X-Wings. The X-Wing. I still say that's star.
Tim was playing double scout party bus. That's
Oh,
impressive.
that X-Wings taking down constructed scouts and party bus.
That is very good indeed.
69 points were lost, but that still means there was at least an X-Wing and maybe even the Z95 left maybe at the end. With the
31
template.
points. Yeah. The X-Wings weren't that expensive. So
No.
I think probably the
Two
cheapest,
X-Wings.
Yeah.
So
That's probably Hobby and the
Well,
X.
now
that's
that-
31 points though.
That is nice.
Yeah, that is impressive. I will say
Yes, that is very, very good indeed.
that. Okay, Dave Clark completely destroyed Matt Bull 100-0.
So Dave Clark was playing.
I think Iggs.
Dave, I don't think so.
That's what you usually
So
play.
Dave Clark was playing Triple Aces
Triple
versus
Aces.
Max, and Max was the Mind Link.
The mind, like, well, no, well.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind then. Never mind. Stephen
Yeah.
Sage versus Michael Maggs.
So Michael won 100 0 with his double bomber, double.
That was the last
TIE
match.
fighter
That was
side.
such a terrible match last time. It's glad to see him come back with the
What
strength
was-
for this
what
one.
was Stephen Sage playing? He was playing
The
Darth. That would explain
Darth
it.
Inquisitor.
Darth. Yeah. So Inquisitor, Palpatine, Darth Vader. So obviously he managed to get his target locks there.
And the final, which we have here, well, there are more results to come in, but this is the last one we have to read out right now, is table 10, Walker-Keough completely wiped out Dust. Well, actually, not
So
completely. It's 150 to
150.
Duncan.
So that would be the Iggs with Tel Nadru
Tel Nadru,
and
The Cartel Spacer.
Yeah, Cartel Spacer,
Yes.
the Psychic.
So yeah, those are the results so far of the final round of our tournament. And we've got at least another 20 minutes on the clock.
We have indeed. So, what do you think are the lessons from today's tournament?
Well, I think we can take a few lessons from the last game with Chris. Always remember what your cards can do.
Yes.
That's always important. I think everyone, to be fair, what I did when I ordered a lot of tokens from Kogo2, and most of them are like my Palpatine token, my Callus token.
Yes.
I think if you even have something which reminds you of something, even if it's a token or something, you can then make sure to get those actions every turn.
Absolutely.
When in doubt, just have like a reminder with you.
Yeah, definitely. Forgetting that Lone Wolf, forgetting that
Sensor jammer.
Sensor Jammer,
And people-
forgetting Guri's ability.
And a lot of
all
people-
of those were just
Yeah.
Oh,
And
deadly,
a lot of
deadly.
people who may not play the game, they think, oh well, it's just a misactivation. Who cares? It could have changed the entire game.
Guri would have been alive with
Yeah.
Sensor Jammer.
Yeah.
And yet again,
get a
if
shot
that and if that was enough damage to deal to Marek, because Marek had 2 damage on it when he swung in toward. Oh, sorry, 2.
Marek would
2
have gone
left
down a
towards-
turn earlier, a couple of turns earlier.
Yeah, a couple of
Guri
turns.
would have got a shot in. She would have taken a turn extra to be killed. They'd have had to take time out to kill her, while Dengar could have been hurting them. So yeah, that could have swung it. I mean, I think the advantage was still have been with Oliver, but that could have swung it just back
Yeah.
towards Grits that
It
way.
could have turned it back much more sooner.
Okay.
But yeah, that was impressive.
Okay. Other lessons from me. Rebels. Those poor
Yeah,
rebels.
poor rebels.
22 players, 2 rebel lists.
I know.
Triple XZ and Miranda Chewy.
That being said, okay, one list didn't do so well. Chelsea Fire's list wasn't so great. Which her match must still be going on because it's
I
not
think
here.
her match is still going on.
Um,
What I saw, because I took it. Obviously, took a bit longer to come back. I did have a little evaluation on that, and when I looked through, Chelsea was on the advantage.
There we go.
I think she may have taken 1, if not 2 ships out.
That being
so-
said, although he did lose the first or second round, I think it was actually the first round, Chris Yules' X-Wing list has done very
3 wins.
well.
Yeah, he's
3
done
wins
3
to back
wins
it up.
today.
Particularly against the last one.
Yeah.
It could be interesting to see how some of these matchups affect the
Yeah.
overall rankings at the end.
Now I'm wondering whether some of that might be due to the fact that just because people don't play X-Wings these days, people aren't expecting them and aren't so experienced against what they do.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see about that. But yeah, otherwise, really, really sad that we're just seeing so few rolls. I mean, we've talked about this. We've had imbalances in the game before. We've had Fat Hand. We've had
TIE Phantoms,
etc., etc. But I don't think we've ever seen anything that's quite this annihilation of a single faction in one go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame. No ghosts, not even Stress Hog anywhere.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll put it to you this way though, Elliot. If I was playing, there would be a 3rd rebel list, and that rebel list, I played it a couple of times, would have involved Kanan Jarrus's Ghost.
One bonkers rebel list I want to play, probably not even effective, is a bit expensive. is 4 attack shells.
All four of
All
them.
4 attack shells in
Yes.
one list.
They
Just
won't have
all
many-
the, all
they
the
won't have-
turrets.
I was gonna say they won't have very many room for upgrades.
They're
though, will
quite cheap.
Because
Yeah.
Zeb at the lowest is 18. Ezra is at 20. So it does give them a little bit of a manoeuvre.
It does give them a bit of manoeuvring
Yeah.
room. Most of the
They've got a
turrets.
cruise-
There is a
they've got
list in
cruise
there.
slot, yeah.
Maybe not Zeb. Maybe kind of swap him out for something else because I don't think Zeb is that effective.
No,
personally.
he's only got one chance to actually activate.
Yeah, I think he's more useful in the TIE fight, which even then it's going to be situational.
Well, no,
but-
Zeb's ability is you may cancel crits before hits.
Yes, but with 2 hull, the second hit is going to kill you. The ones on shields don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
He only gets a single opportunity to ever do
Yeah.
anything. That's very
That's
unlikely to
Mm,
actually activate.
mm.
Yeah,
Whereas in the TIE fighter, when it's just 3 hull and that's it, it's going to be much more useful in that.
absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Other things. Defenders.
defenders. They're a big powerhouse on the table now.
They
They're
are
not
big.
overpowered. They can be beaten. We've seen that.
Yeah, I think partly the number of defenders we've got here is it's because it's the first competitive event where they've been available
Yes.
in this region.
That is true.
Yeah.
We.
And it's also nice as well, sorry to interrupt.
No,
Elliot.
it's okay.
It's nice to also see there's been some variations in there. Like we have seen
Yeah.
a triple defender, we've seen 2
Yeah.
defenders, we've seen different named defenders.
Absolutely, and I think that FFG have actually done a good job. Easily the best defender pilot ability is Countess Riyadh,
Agreed.
but she's also got the lowest pilot
Skill.
skill.
So
And
there's
that's the way it
balance
should
there,
be.
yeah.
Imagine if Soontir Fel was pilot skill 6 or pilot skill 7.
Yeah, he'll be good, but not as good.
Exactly.
And that I think is one thing which I think FFG do mix on is that they tend to put the best abilities on the highest pilot skill when it should be the opposite. It should-
high
it
pilot
should-
skill is an ability in itself.
Yes. So I think that's something that was missed at the beginning of that when they started making the game, where it should. Then again, I guess they're trying to keep it thematic. You know, why would Vader have pilot skill of 5? You know,
Yes.
but they could have Vader. They could have Vader have Marik's ability and have someone lower have Vader's ability.
Exactly. So I'm looking forward to seeing whether some of that continues.
Yeah.
Some of the more recent waves, the best ship hasn't necessarily been the highest skill ship.
Yes.
Um,
Speaking of waves, very quickly, I'm just going to report that the Hangar Bay event is on the 1st of October. The supposed release date, this is no confirmation or release date, because I know nothing other than what I've heard, rumours and speculation only. The 22nd of September is the release date for Wave 9,
Which contains the Shadowcaster.
which contains Stonecaster,
It
Art-
contains the
Art
quad
170.
jumper,
170, the quad,
the Rebel tie.
the quad jumper.
Is it? No, the quad.
No, that's
no,
the,
that's the
Wave
one
10,
after.
That's the one after.
Sorry, it contains the TIE phone.
The TIE phone.
The Special
Arc
Forces.
170.
Special Forces, yeah, the
Yeah.
Arc 170, the Shadowcaster, and the Protectorate.
Protectorate, that's the one. Yeah, there's so many, I'm getting mixed up. There's 11 ships in the pipeline.
Very quickly, where is Heroes? We've had nothing.
No,
We don't even know when it's dropping.
no, we don't.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it's kind of it's being released alongside Wave 9. It would be nice if that was the case.
Or another idea, what about Wave point 9.5? So
A
it
lot of
slicks
the-
in between
A lot
Wave
of the
9
rebel
and 10.
ones, a lot of the veteran ones and the big ships, they don't tend to be regarded as part of Wave. They can come at any point.
True, however, there's not a lot of time between then and the supposed release date of Wave 10 because FFG were very bold in their statement in the article that we'd apply these before Rogue One's release.
Yes.
So
And Rogue One is due in December.
early December, so
Yeah, absolutely.
middle to early. So
Now I'm really looking forward to Rebel Veterans. Partly because, despite me being a massive X-Wing fan and having almost all ships in the game, guess what ship I don't have yet? I don't have a YT-1300.
really,
That's because I don't like flying big primary turrets.
but the new one,
Rey's ability, from what we've seen, applies only in Arc.
Maneuvers.
Your
Yeah.
manoeuvres matter, and for me, that's the essence of the
Yeah.
game.
I can't wait. I hope to see an article about that sometime in the next couple of weeks. I'm hoping they'll say they'll be out with Wave 9.
Yes.
It'll be like- it makes sense because then Gen Con has the release of the early waves, but then the actual release gets something new anyway.
Yes.
That's why I think we may see that. So then that even people who already have Wave 9 will think, ooh, something new for me to get. You know, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like a second wave.
Yeah, and it's also going to be interesting to see, because there's going to be Han Solo again,
Yes, and Chewie
Chewie
again.
again.
New abilities though.
Hopefully, arc-based abilities.
Hopefully.
I'm biased, but the reason I've never got a Falcon is because the idea of being able to fly wherever you want and still getting your full shots just seemed a bit dull.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who think that way. I like flying the Falcon because the Falcon is a staple and it's fun. It's
Yeah.
just as to look at as well. But I do agree with you that I would like to see a arc-based ability.
Yeah.
The
Or
reason
something along
now
those
the
lines,
reason I'm
where
bringing
you're
this
flying
up
actors.
is because our tournament is 9 days after the so-called release,
Ooh.
so they will not be legal for our Hangar Bay tournament. However, because we're planning to have one every month, they should be legal for the next
Escalation.
which will be escalation.
Cool.
Because we're entering into a rotation schedule. We have standard, Hangar Bay, and then escalation. Although, of course, we may have like regionals or store championships, which it will be their own standard format.
Yes.
So that's the plan. That one is going to be in the middle of November because we've got some other things going on early, but it's the only one that's going to be out of schedule. However, again, we hopefully will be streaming that. And hopefully, I will play in one. Probably play escalation because I'm very good at escalation.
Will we see the A-wings on the table again?
Maybe we'll see the A-wings on the table again. Maybe we'll see something different from me.
Well, Elliot, this is where we have the advantage because you've got me who can run the overlay. So if I'm not doing anything on that day,
it's my intention.
I could run the overlay. So we all get a chance to play.
It's my intention to teach as many people as I can how to use this overlay.
Yes.
It's actually quite more simple now that the update for exploits happened. So thank goodness for that. Yeah. What have you taken away from today, Dave?
I think, pun definitely not intended. I think there may be a slight disturbance in the force coming here. Yes, in the regionals it was all about the Jumpmasters.
And the Aces. Jumpmasters and Palp Aces.
Yeah.
Now it's looking like the defenders may be hitting the table, and I like the defenders. Like I said, they're the only Imperial ship that I had my eye on. That if I were to fly it, I would want to fly defenders.
Mm-hmm.
But their points before meant it was very difficult to put some decent. I'll use that word carefully. Decent defenders on the table.
I've just had a brilliant idea for the last 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a roll call on the table of all painted ships that have not been packed away by now.
Yeah,
I'm going to go and gather. I'm going to gather people around while you two talk about waves.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to take Elliot's seat here.
All right. So all right. So we have Hangar Bay coming. Are you going to commentate or play?
I want to play.
And what do you want to play?
Well, this is the thing. It's one of those things. If I turn up with my Go Sleebo list, no one's going to want to choose it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if my other list is the Hawk 2 Y-wings.
You get to choose.
I thought it was your opponent gets to choose.
Your opponent sees your list. You get to choose which list you want to fly against them, but you don't know which of their two lists they're going to have.
Oh right. So I thought it was the other way around.
No. So you take Ghost Lebo. You can fly that.
Yeah. That's the thing. I'm not sure whether I want to go Ghost Lebo or use the focus loop list that I referred to earlier, because I had fun with that focus loop list, and that's the point of the game.
Yeah.
To have fun.
Absolutely.
But on the other hand, the one thing that would worry me is the number of lists with Jumpmasters or things like that. They're just going to rip through the Hawk and then ruin the whole list at the start.
Well, I think that's one of the things about the Hangar Bay format. Again, we don't know yet, but what might happen is you can take a list that can kill Palp Aces, and you can take a different list that can kill Jumpmasters, both of which are fun. At the moment, it's often tricky, especially for Rebels, to find a list that does both.
Well, I played Tim Clark, and it was the same list that he was running today. 2 contracted scouts and the party bus.
Okay, unfortunately most of them packed away by this point.
No worries.
However, next time it's something we will aim to do.
Yes, and certainly when we get on the stream, it's nice to see. So we've seen a couple of nice ones from Chelsea here today.
Yes, indeed.
A couple of times ago, we saw very nice painted Nadrusalak from John McPhillips, didn't we?
We did, yes.
With the teeth perfect. That was
brilliant.
Fantastic. Yep.
And in the regionals, the first game we saw was, yes, it was 3 contracted scouts, but they were all painted different colours.
Yep.
One yellow, one red, one blue.
I'm disappointed we don't see your Ant-Man, Giant Man ghost somewhere near here.
Well, this is the thing. I was trying to work. Yeah, I was just explaining with Hedge about the Hangar Bay format. I thought your opponent got to choose the list that you wanted to play.
You choose.
Yeah,
I think you know what your opponent list is as well.
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing, Elliot. If you were to put me on the stream game, I would bring that out of the bag.
Yeah.
I would put that list in there.
Well, that's interesting because we've not thought about how we're going to do it on the stream. We're probably going to have it so that the players do indeed reveal at the same time on the stream what list they're flying. Because then you have the dramatic there.
Yeah.
Huh?
There was one under the seat. There was one under the seat there.
Yeah, there we go. There you go, Mrs. Bennett. Thank you. No problem at all.
So,
No problem.
yeah.
So if that were to be the option, I would play it for you, Elliot.
Because your Ant-Man, Giant Man Ghost and Tax Shuttle is really nice. I do like.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were thinking about both of them. I do apologise.
I just like how yours is superhero themed. I just like that.
Well, in that case, if I were to bring Lebo, that's my Captain America style.
We've got the
These are the
final
final
rankings.
standings.
Have they been communicated yet?
Would you like to do the honours?
Okay, so in well, tell you what, I've got the list of
Okay,
lists.
yeah,
So
no.
start
David,
from the bottom
you do
and go
that, you do
back.
this.
Go up.
So,
Here we go,
going
what do we
in no particular reverse
And
order.
I'll do a very brief rundown of what lists they are.
Yes.
So, in 22nd, Alan Hyam.
So 2 TIE fighters, 2 TIE FOs, and Whisper, all naked.
All right.
I'm
In-
not too surprised, I must admit.
Nor am I.
Yeah.
In 21st place, we've got Dusty.
So Dusty is what we saw with Teltruvia, Cartel Spacer, and Nadrusa
Nadru.
Mac. Yep.
Give the name and the points as well. So what did Alan Home get and what did Dusty get?
So they both lost
Scored.
all their games,
So scored
but
0.
Alan margin of victory was 80. Dusty's margin of victory was 114. Bringing up the one win bracket is Stephen Sage in 20th
So Darth, Inquisitor, and Palpatine.
on 160 margin of victory. James Bates in 19th.
So James Bates, IGB for Lom Serisu.
Just beating Stephen Sage with a margin of victory of 165.
Yep.
In 18th, Chelsea Fine, which
So
was
we
the
know
Miranda Doney.
Yep. Chelsea,
Miranda
Miranda,
Doney and
Chewie.
Chewie, with a 259. So that is a quite big step.
Yep.
Max Bull is the
Mind Link.
I know Matt Mind
Yep.
Link.
Two
Sorry.
Z95s, Guri, and something else with
Tari Mind Links. That one.
Serisu, all
Yeah.
with Tiny Mind Links.
So Max Bull on 271. So that was quite close.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Clark is the last one in the one win bracket in
Double Scout
16th.
and Party Bus. Now that's surprising. Tim Clark, Double Scout and Party Bus.
Very
Only
surprising.
only
Yeah.
won one game.
Only won one game. Margin of
Yep.
victory 292. Now we're on to the ones that have won 2. In 15th place, we've got Charlie Wallace.
So Charlie Wallace. So Desi Darth, Omega Leader, Mauler Middle.
With margin of victory of 339. In 14th, David Gilby,
So Dave Gilby, Dengaroo.
361. Duncan Keough in 13th
So that's the double IGs, I think. Yep, double IGs.
on 404 margin of victory.
Yep.
In 13th place is 13th place was just done. Michael Maggs in 12th
So that's double bomber, double TIE
Yep.
Advanced prototype.
with 441. In 11th is Mr. Turner.
Struck right in the middle.
Yep, exactly halfway up.
so all of these are 2s.
And
Yep.
with a margin of victory of 450, so Mr. Maggs wasn't too
Denguri.
far behind.
Yep, Denguri. Yep.
In 10th, Richard Connolly
Double fire spray.
Yeah.
with 492.
Mhm.
And Mr. Clark is bringing up the top of the 2-win bracket in 9th place.
Yep. So Dave Clark.
It's
Dave Clark,
the Aces.
Triple
the
Aces.
Triple Aces.
Just missed out on top cut there.
With
He does that a fair bit.
Yeah, he
but
does that.
it wasn't tiebreakers, it was the wins in this case that,
Okay.
that would have left him out the cut.
Yeah.
On-
MOV is...
On 524.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So that's a
then
huge margin of victory in the games that you'd won.
that is yes.
So there's only one person who's got the full wins, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
So in 8th place, we've got Robert Cornell.
Okay, with 3 wins.
Yep.
So Robert, where is Robert? I can't read my
Right,
handwriting.
there's one there.
Right at the bottom. There we go. Double Defender, Omega Leader.
On 456. So if Mr. Clark had won one more game, he would have at least got 8th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then in 7th, our last opponent, Oliver Walker-Keough,
Beating his dad.
Yes.
with 502 margin of victory.
Yep.
Dean Fordham in 6th
So Double Defender, TIE Advanced prototype.
on 508 margin of victory. In 5th is Ian Porter
Nice going. Double Defender, Omega Leader.
There
on
we go.
556. Chris Yules brought it home for the Rebels in 4th
place.
Very
Very
respectable. Yeah. Good
on
for him.
586.
Is that his best tournament placing ever?
I think he's
placed a bit higher.
yeah, maybe got 3rd,
Yeah,
but
nice
it's
going.
it's
Yeah,
definitely
nice
up there.
going.
In 3rd, Robin Farndon
So that's going to be Double Defender, Palpatine.
on 609,
Yeah.
and the triple defenders of Jeff Ball bringing up second
Second
with
place.
651 margin of victory,
Sounds like that was a grinder between Robin and Jeff.
Yeah.
which means on 4 wins and winning the tournament outright is Gareth Chambers with his triple Jumpmasters.
Oh, I just wish it was
But
something.
yet
I wish
again-
it was something different.
Yet again, the margin of victory. Gareth has only got 580. So if it had come to a tie,
Yeah,
he would have
just
been
one more.
If it was they all tied for the number of wins, Gareth would have been fourth overall on his margin of victory.
With Yule's actually taking the top.
Taking oh no, not Yule's taking the top. It would be Jeff Ball getting
Oh, that's
the
right,
win.
yes, you're right.
Mr.
yes,
Yules would have
correct.
come home in third.
Third.
Yeah.
Hello, Chelsea.
I
Well
didn't
done,
come
you.
last!
Right, well, we've got to wrap up because we close in literally 7 minutes. But we thank you all for joining us. We've got a Hangar Bay event in a month's time, so join us for that.
Yep.
We're also
1st of October.
1st of October. Make sure to join us. We start at 10:30 same time. So we'll see you guys next time, hopefully, for our Hangar Bay tournament.
Yes.
I've been Elliot Baker with
David Lincoln.
And Andrew the Hedgehog Cassley.
good night, everyone, and good evening. Have a good day.
Goodbye.
See ya.